Good afternoon class. Today we are looking for the new topic retinal detachment. Retinal detachment separate the retinal layer cells from the layers of blood vessels which provide oxygen and nourishment, and the longer retinal detachment goes untreated, the greater the risk of permanent vision loss in the affected site. So look at this diagram. In this it's showing the two part of retina, that is first one is sensory retina and second one is retinal pigmented epithelium. So there is two layers. First one is the sensory retina and second one is retinal pigment epithelium. And in the case of retinal detachment, in this the retina is separated into two different layers. So this is called retinal detachment. It is a separation of retina. Definition: retinal detachment arises when the retina becomes separated from the nervous tissue and the blood supply underneath. That means it happens when the retina, which is a light sensitive layer of the tissue which in the back side of the eye, it is pulled away from its normal position at the back of the eye, and that cause separation in the retina. So overall it is the separation of neurosensory retina from the retinal pigment epithelial layer. So in this picture you can easily see this is the sensory retina and this is the retinal pigmented epithelium layer. So in case of retinal detachment, both these layers are separated. Next we'll talk about the risk factor of retinal detachment. So first, if patient having any previous retinal detachment in one eye, that leads to further recurrence of the disease. Next, if person have any genetic or family history of retinal detachment, then it also make a higher risk for getting this disease. Next one is extreme nearsightedness, that is myopia, due to the increased length of eyeball and thinner retina. Retina become easily detached from its normal position, and that cause retinal detachment. Next one is previous eye surgery such as cataract removal, which also cause detachment of retina. Previous severe eye injury, that also cause tear or hole in the retina which leads to retinal detachment. Another previous eye disease or disorder like retinoschisis, uveitis, that is inflammation of uveal gland, or thinning of peripheral retina, which already I have told you about the lattice degeneration. It is the thinning of peripheral retina. And last one is the diabetes. Due to diabetes, it because of increased blood glucose level, it damages the optic nerves as well as tissues of the eye, and that cause retinal detachment. Next is types of retinal detachment. So there are three types. First one is rhegmatogenous, which is due to aging and it is most common type of retinal detachment. Second one is traction and third one is serous. So in first one is the retinal detachment type is rhegmatogenous. In this, retinal tears leads to separation of the retina from the epithelial layer. So here you can see in this picture there is hole or break in the retina. So it is mainly caused by a hole or tear in the retina that allow the fluid to pass through and collect underneath the retina and pull the retina away from the underlying tissue. तो यहाँ पे आप इस पिक्चर्स में देख सकते हैं, यहाँ पे क्या है, जो रेटिना है वो अपने नॉर्मल जो उसका प्लेस है उससे वो सेपरेट हो गई है, एंड बिकॉज ऑफ दैट विट्रस फ्लूइड मूव फ्रॉम द विट्रस कैविटी फ्रॉम द सब रेटिनल स्पेस, एंड दैट कॉज rhegmatogenous retinal detachment. And it is most common, and it occurs in the people in old age. Next type is tractional. That the meaning of traction is to pull something. तो यहाँ पे क्या हो रहा है, ट्रैक्शन का मतलब यहाँ पे जो रेटिनल जो सेंसरी रेटिना है वो आगे की तरफ पुल हो रही है. सो इन retinal tractional type, this type of detachment can occur when scar tissue grow on the retinal surface, which cause the retina to pull away from the back of the eye, and it is typically seen in the people who have poorly controlled diabetes or other condition. And in this type of retinal detachment, there is no hole, no break or no tear in the retina. So in this picture there is no hole and no tears, but there is accumulation of fluid or buildup of fluid in the vitreous cavity, and because of that there is one more thing, there is neurovascularization, that is formation of new blood vessels, and also there is fibrosis and proliferation, which leads to scar formation in the retinal tissue that detach the retina from its back portion of the eye. And third one is serous retinal detachment. In this, the accumulation of subretinal fluid leads to retinal detachment. So third type, that is serous, or it is called exudative. In this type of detachment, fluid accumulate beneath the retina, but there is no hole, tear or break in the retina. It can be caused by age-related macular degeneration, or sometimes caused by any eye injury, any eye tumor, or any inflammatory eye disease, for example uveitis. So this is the exudative type. Overall there are three types. First one is rhegmatogenous, second one is tractional, and third one is aging. The third one is serous or exudative type. Next we'll talk about the pathophysiology. So firstly we will see the pathophysiology of rhegmatogenous type. So rhegmatogenous type, I have already told you about this type, that this is mainly caused by aging. So as you age, the gel-like material that fills inside the eye, which is known as vitreous, it may change in consistency and goes to shrink and become more liquid. जैसे जैसे एजिंग होती जाती है वैसे वैसे जो विट्रस है, जो कि एक जेली सब्सटेंस होता है, उसकी कंसिस्टेंसी यानी कि जो उसकी थिकनेस है वो धीरे धीरे क्या होने लगती है, कम होने लगती है, और वो लिक्विड के फॉर्म में आने लगता है. नॉर्मली क्या होता है, विट्रस सेपरेट फ्रॉम सरफेस ऑफ रेटिना विदाउट एनी कॉम्प्लिकेशन. नॉर्मली जो है वो विट्रस सेपरेट होता है रेटिनल सरफेस से, उसका जो नॉर्मल स्ट्रक्चर रहता है. बट इन द केस ऑफ पोस्टीरियर विट्रस डिटैचमेंट, पोस्टीरियर विट्रस डिटैचमेंट में क्या होता है, जो रेटिना का जो बैक पोर्शन है वो सेपरेट होना शुरू हो जाता है, एंड इट इज़ द मोस्ट वन ऑफ द कॉम्प्लिकेशन ऑफ द posterior vitreous detachment. एंड द कॉम्प्लिकेशन ऑफ दिस सेपरेशन इज अ रेटिनल टीयर. और ये सेपरेशन की रीज़न क्या होता है, क्योंकि वहाँ पे टीयर हो गया या फिर ब्रेक हो गया है. एंड द विट्रस, एज द विट्रस सेपरेट और पिल्स ऑफ द रेटिना, इट में टग ऑन रेटिना विथ टफ फोर्स टू क्रिएट अ रेटिनल टीयर. जिसकी वजह से जितना ज़्यादा विट्रस जो सेपरेशन हो रहा है पोस्टीरियर पार्ट में, पोस्टीरियर पार्ट ऑफ द विट्रस कैविटी, तो जिसकी वजह से क्या हो रहा है, कंटिन्यू रेटिना पे एक वो टफ प्रेशर पुल अराइज करते हैं, दैट कॉज द रेटिनल टीयर. एंड इट लेफ्ट अनट्रीटेड, अगर हमने इसको ट्रीट नहीं किया, देन लिक्विड विट्रस कैन पास थ्रू द टीयर इनटू द सब रेटिनल स्पेस एंड कॉज फ्लूइड बिल्डअप इनसाइड द subretinal space and causing detachment of retina from its original space. So this is the pathophysiology of rhegmatogenous type of retinal detachment. Next we'll see the other pathophysiology. So due to any type of eye injury, any trauma, any other factor like genetic history, or due to diabetes, peripheral retinal degeneration, PVD, that is posterior vitreal detachment, aphakia and trauma. So all these cause the retinal break or a break or hole in the retina, and that leads to seeping or degeneration of vitreous fluid through the retinal break, and because of that the vitreous fluid transfer from the vitreous cavity into the subretinal space, and because of that there is fluid accumulation inside the subretinal space, which cause detachment of retina from its original space. Next we'll talk about the clinical feature. So there are three main features of retinal detachment. First, there is presence of floaters. Second, the presence of photopsia. And third, reduced peripheral vision. So first one is floaters. So look at this picture. In this a jelly like substance which is present in the eye, this is called flutter. So in case of retinal detachment, we can easily see the floaters in the patient eye. Next one is the flashes of light in one or both eyes, that is called photopsia. Photopsia, it is a presence of perceived flashes of light in the field of vision. Either it may be temporary or it may be for the long time. Next one is reduced peripheral vision, and because of detachment of retina, there is not proper formation of visual effect. And next one is blurred vision, that is also called diplopia. So this is the pictures of photopsia. In this, patient perceive the flashes of light, and this is the floaters, in which jelly like substance which is easily seen in the patient eye with retinal detachment. And one more clinical feature, that is blurred vision, also called diplopia. Next one is when the retinal detachment progress, because it is painless, so painless vision loss, that may be described as veil, कर्टेन और कोवेब दैट एलिमिनेट द पार्ट ऑफ विजुअल फील्ड. जब भी रेटिनल डिटैचमेंट जो है अगर ये और प्रोग्रेस होता है तो 3 टाइप्स के पेशेंट में जो विजन लॉस होते हैं 3 पैटर्न्स आपको वहाँ पे दिखाई देंगे. सो फर्स्ट वन इज़ वेल लाइक पैटर्न. वेल लाइक पैटर्न जैसे कि आपने इसमें आप देख सकते हैं, इसमें जो वुमेन है उसने एक जालीदार एक कर्टन मतलब एक कपड़ा पहना हुआ है, तो वैसे ही जो विजुअल फील्ड में जो भी पर्सन को जो दिखाई देगा, जो अपीयरेंस होगी जो ऑब्जेक्ट की, वो ऐसे ही दिखाई देगी. नेक्स्ट इज कोवेब. कोवेब में आप देख सकते हैं जैसे कि यहाँ पे स्पाइडर का जो वेब बना हुआ है, मकड़ी का जाल, बिल्कुल ऐसा होगा. एंड लास्ट वन इज़ द कर्टन्स. तो यहाँ पे एक ब्लैक जो कर्टन जो शेडो दैट इज क्रिएटेड. सो दिस इज द clinical feature when the renal detachment disease is progressed in the patient. Next one is diagnosis. How we will confirm the diagnosis that patient have retinal detachment or not. So first one is we will take the history and perform the physical examination to find out the visual vision loss, presence of floater, presence of photopsia, double vision. Then we will perform some other test, that is indirect ophthalmoscope, that show the retinal tear or detachment. It is also called retinal examination, to find out the any break or any hole or tear in the retina. Next one is slit lamp examination to reveal the retinal tear or detachment. And third one is ultrasounds that show the retinal tear and detachment in the presence of cataract, if patient already have cataract and after the cataract patient. Next we are looking for the surgical management. So there are 5 surgical management. First one is laser surgery, second one is cryopexy, third one is pneumatic retinopexy, fourth one is scleral buckling, and fifth one is vitrectomy. So first is laser surgery. In this repair the tears in the retina that are underlying cause of separation. So here you can see in this picture laser beam which is laser beam which is applied in the part of separation, and that cause scar formation, and that leads to repairment of tear or break in the retina. Next one is cryopexy. In this we apply the intense cold to the underlying tissue and cause a scar to develop that hold the retina in place. इसमें हम क्या करते हैं, क्रायोप्रोब्स रहता है जिसके थ्रू हम इंटेंस कोल्ड या फ्रीजिंग हम अप्लाई करते हैं टू फ्रीज द स्कार. हम इसमें स्कार जो टिश्यूज है वहाँ पे जहाँ पे होल हो गया है वो उसको हम फ्रीज करते हैं. दैट कॉज स्कार फॉर्मेशन टू डेवलप एंड दैट होल्ड्स द रेटिना इन देयर नॉर्मल प्लेस. Third one is scleral buckling. In this, suturing a silicone buckles to eye that indents wall of the eye into a positions that allow retina to reattach. यहाँ पे आप देख सकते हैं स्केलरल बकलिंग, यानी कि स्केलरा के ऊपर एक बक्कल जैसा लगा देते हैं, यहाँ पे देख सकते हैं, जिसकी वजह से हम इसमें जैसे ये बोल सकते हैं कि अगर एक कोई बॉल है, बॉल के ऊपर हमने एक बैंड लगा दिया है ना, रबर बैंड या हेयर बैंड लगा दिया है, सो दिस इज the scleral buckling. It is made up of silicone. Next one is pneumatic retinopaxy. A teeny gas bubble is placed in the eye that floats the retina back into the normal space, and it is usually accompanied by the laser surgery to ensure that retina stay in the correct position permanently. इसमें हम क्या करते हैं, एक टीनी गैस बबल्स हम इंजेक्ट करते हैं इन द रेटिना एंड दैट फ्लोट्स, जिसकी वजह से क्या होता है, वो प्रेशर कॉज करता है एंड दैट फ्लोट्स द रेटिना बैक इनटू द नॉर्मल स्पेस. नॉर्मली हम इसको लेज़र सर्जरी के साथ में इसको हम परफॉर्म करते हैं, जिससे कि हमको इस चीज़ की श्योरिटी मिल सके कि जो रेटिना है वो अपने करेक्ट पोजीशन में प्रॉपरली वहाँ पे प्लेस हो गया है. नेक्स्ट इज विट्रेक्टोमी. इट इज़ अ सर्जिकल प्रोसीजर. In this, we will remove the vitreous humor gel that fills the eye cavity, which is removed to provide the better assist to the retina. इसमें जो हम विट्रल जो फ्लूइड है उसको हम रिमूव कर देते हैं, जो भी विट्रस फ्लूइड एक्यूमुलेट हुआ है. नेक्स्ट इज नर्सिंग मैनेजमेंट. So assessment, or I have already told you about the assessment, same in the nursing assessment. Next is nursing diagnosis. So first diagnosis, sensory perceptual alteration related to decreased sensory perception. Second one is anxiety related to visual deficit and surgical outcome. Third one is risk for injury related to eye surgery. Fourth one is self-care deficit related to retinal detachment. Next, intervention. So firstly we will assess the visual status and functional vision in the affected eye to determine the patient's self-care need and patient independency. Then prepare the client for the surgery by explaining all the merit and demerits of surgery. What are the precaution? Next one is discourage the straining during the defecation, bending down, hard coughing, sneezing or vomiting, because all these activity increase the intraocular pressure and that further triggers the retinal detachment. Assist the patient with the ambulation if required. Approach the client from the unaffected side to avoid startling him and provide the assistant with the daily living activity. Orient the client to his environment to reduce the risk of injury, and post-operatively instruct the client to lie on his back or on his unoperated side to reduce the increased intraocular pressure in the affected eye area. Administer the medication for the pain the pain which is post-operative. So administer the pain for the pain, nausea and vomiting if directed, and provide the diversional activity to divert the patient mind. Teach proper technique in giving eye medication, how to apply eye medication. Advise the patient to avoid the rapid eye movements for the several weeks. Next one is advise the patient that driving is restricted until it is not confirmed by the ophthalmologist. Next one is complication. First complication, that is redness and swelling of eyelids, temporary pain and discomfort after the eye surgery, diplopia, double vision, presence of floaters, glare, sensitivity to light, mild drop in vision that is usually temporary, and sometimes some retinal bleeding, and CME that is cystoid macular edema in this central retina is affected because of the multiple cyst formation with the accumulation of fluid in the subretinal space. Another post-operative complication like increase intraocular pressure due to expansion of intraocular gas, or at the time of pneumatic retinopexy. Sometime due to the cataract is also a complication due to the surgical procedure. For example, pneumatic retinopexy, in which gas or oil bubbles is injected in the retina. Band keratopathy, it is a corneal disease which is arise due to the appearance of calcium in the central retina due to any type of eye surgery or due to extended silicone oil. Last one is the complication of scleral buckling. So here the two complication, first one is buccal extrusion. in this the buccal जो scleral buccal जो रहता है वो इसमें बाहर निकल जाता है because of defective placement. Next is buccal intrusion subretinally, that is the intrusion of buccal from the sclera into the subretinal space. It is also due to the defective placement of scleral buccal. So this topic has been completed, and tomorrow we will start the another unit, that is unit 1, nursing management of patient with ENT disease, that is